Get ready with me while talking about temptation and how to overcome it in the Bible. So first verse is Galatians 5:22 through 24. It talks about growing closer to God, like spiritual fruit, essentially, like all those fruit of the Spirit, and how as we grow closer to God, we bear those fruit. And as we grow closer to God, we are choosing to crucify our flesh and not like accepting temptation or falling into our lust and desires. So essentially, it's saying like if we grow closer to God, we will bear the fruit by and how we will bear it and how it will show that we are being fruitful in our relationship with Christ is we will not be falling into temptation as easily. The second verse is Matthew 4:4, and this verse essentially is talking about how we should counter our bad and lustful thoughts by reading the Word. Because if we read the Word, we're growing closer to God, and it kind of correlates with the first verse, because as we grow closer to God, we're bearing fruit and we're resisting our temptations. The third verse is 2 Corinthians 2:10 through 11, and it's talking about forgiving others so Satan will not use our anger and our hurt against us, so then we do sinful things. If we hold on to our anger, it's not affecting that person, it's affecting us because we're not being Christ-like if we're holding on to things and not being able to forgive others. Ephesians 6:10 through 17 is talking about the armor of God and what it is, and how if we put on the armor of God, we can defend ourselves from the wiles of the devil. So if he's trying to use things to tempt us and everything, if we're like staying in the Word and making sure that we're using prayer as our weapon against him, we're always going to, not always because we're still human, but it'll be way easier to resist the devil's temptations if we are doing those things. This is a finished look, and thank you so much for watching.